Here's a house. Here's a door. Windows 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready to knock? Turn the lock. Play school.
There. I could use that later.
Here's one that bounces really well. It's a ping pong ball.
Oh,
what about that one,
good.
Winsome?
Yeah, I could use that. Oh, it's very bouncy.
Yeah, that's a good
What about this one? Do you think this will bounce?
Paper ball.
Yeah. So with just a piece of paper that's been rolled up, I'll drop it. No, it doesn't bounce, does it?
No.
No, I won't use that one.
Well, here's something that should bounce really well. It's an elastic band. It's made of rubber. Things made of rubber usually bounce really well. I'll try it. Boom. Doesn't bounce at all, does it? Oh, I know. If I stretch it, boing, bounces back to the same size it was before. That's not really what Winsome wants, is it? Don't think so.
No, I didn't want that sort of stretchy thing. I've got a rubber ball here. Now, it's bouncy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Bounce on my hands. See if you can catch this.
Yeah? Right. Oh, yeah. It's good.
Here we go. Oh, once more.
Okay.
Oh. You have to go and get it now.
I think it bounced a bit too well. Where did it go? Oh. Ah, here it is. Oh, do you know what day it is today? Thursday. You can try bouncing with me if you like. Ready? Bounce, bounce, kangaroo brown. Bounce, bounce, off to town. Bounce, bounce, uphill and down. Bounce, bounce, kangaroo brown. If you feel you want to. Bounce, 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 you feel you can. Bounce, 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 if you feel you want to. Bounce, 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 if you feel you can. Bouncing up and down on a big red tractor. Bouncing up and down on a big red tractor. Bouncing up and down on a big red tractor. Driving round and round. Ribbit. 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 I'm a big green frog swimming in the water. A big green frog doing what he ought to. Bounce right onto a lily pad. Bounced around and I said, I'm glad I'm a big green frog swimming in the water. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit.
Bouncy pattern picture.
Oh, Winsome, try this spring. Look at the spring, that'll make a nice shape.
It's got some interesting shapes.
It's a lovely
some round
painting.
circles. Do you like it?
Oh, it's great. I like it.
I'll see what this does. What colour do you think I should do it?
Oh, black to start with.
Black to start with.
Yeah.
I'll take the brush out and dip it in like that. And this bit's fun. Got to be careful when you're playing with springs though, because sometimes they have a sharp bit. Look at that.
Oh, it's lovely.
Nice.
What's that little... Oh, little Ted and all the toys are going to do some bouncing. Little Ted's going to be first. All the toys decided little Ted's first. Okay, you ready, little Ted? When I bounce, I'm not very tall. But when I bounce, I become quite tall. Well done, little Ted. Now, who's next? Jemima was next. That's right. You ready, Jemima? I can stand and I can sit. I can bounce as I see fit. Woo! Well done, Jemima. It's good bouncing and sitting. Now, who's next? Right, Jemima? Now, it's Big Ted, I think. Ready, Big Ted? When I bounce, I go very high. If I don't watch out, I'll end in the sky. Ooh! God, Big Ted. If he goes that high again, he'll need a parachute, I think. Who's next? Be Manu. Ready, Manu? I bounce very well, I bounce very fine. Up go your feet and down go mine. Well done, Manu. Now, last but not least, is Humpty. Oh no. I'm bouncing around, Humpty. Oh, Big Ted. Oh, it's not like Big Ted. Humpty, you can't bounce on your head. It hurts, doesn't it? Oh, Humpty just keeps on bouncing. There's some bouncing in the story today, and little Ted is going to help me tell it. Before we have the story, have a look at the clock with Winsome. The story today is about Mr. Plink, the pianist, and little Ted is going to play Mr. Plink. Mr. Plink was a musician, and he lived with his cat, Thomas, at the top of a tall block of flats. Well, Mr. Plink composed special pieces of music for special occasions. Things like Johnny's birthday party. Or a special piece of music for a Christmas party. Or a special piece of music for when the mayor came visiting. One day, the telephone rang. It was Mrs. Thomas. Well, Mr. Plink knew that Mrs. Thomas organised the cat show every year, and she asked him to write a special piece of music for when the prizes were given out for the best cat in the cat show. And the cat show was to be held on Friday. Mr. Plink said he would, and went back to his piano. Well, Thomas the kitten was sitting in the sunshine in his favourite chair, fast asleep. And Mr. Plink started to play his cat show music. Well, the next day, being Thursday, Mr. Plink still hadn't got the end of the cat show music quite right. Thomas the cat was sitting in his favourite chair, watching Mr. Plink getting sadder and sadder. All of a sudden, through the open window, a white feather floated in, went right past Thomas's nose. Thomas's ears sprang up, and he made a leap for it. But every time he leapt at it, the feather flew that much further away, and it floated all around the room, around the chair, underneath the table. Thomas was trying to catch it, but every time he sprang for it, it flew further away, and it floated up onto the piano. Thomas made a spring at the feather, but no, it still threw that much further away. And then it went onto the keys. Thomas made a leap for the keys. A white key, a black key. Oh, Thomas was playing the piano. That was just the tune Mr. Plink wanted to finish his cat show music. Oh, he lifted Thomas back off the piano, put him back on his chair, and blew the feather out the window. And then he sat down at his piano and finished the cat show music. as you can imagine, the cat show music was a great success, and everybody thought it was marvellous and clapped and cheered. And the cats in the cat show, they went meow, meow, meow. They thought it was marvellous too. Well, Mr. Plink said it was all up to Thomas, really, who was just sitting in his favourite chair, fast asleep. It was a good tune too.
We're pretending to be on a rowboat out in the ocean. We're bobbing up and down. See if you can bob with us. Come on, Ent. Better start rowing.
Oh, start rowing. OK, here we go. Sons of the sea,
Bobbing up and down like this.
sailing the ocean,
Bobbing up and down like this.
we're all the boys in blue.
Bobbing up and down like this.
We are the lads of the sailor breed.
We're bobbing up and down like this. Come on, girls.
Oh, look out, this big wave. Hold on, toys.
Oh.
Woo. Oh, I better start rowing again, I think. Get away from those big waves.
Girls of the sea,
We're bobbing up and down like this.
sailing the ocean.
Bobbing up and down like this.
We're all the girls in blue.
Bobbing up and down like this.
We're all the girls of the sailor breed.
We're bobbing up and down like this. Woo! It's time for us to go now.
Hey, Cornetta.
Bye.